views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
This is Patty Hunter with Patty's Page. Today, my special guest on Zoom is my favorite Native American singer and musician and everything like that, Mr. R. Jimmy Lee Young. How are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a great day today.
It's a nice day, kiddo. It's sunny out, thank the Lord. It's been kind of icky every day. Snow tomorrow.
Wow.
Today,
Well, here in Southern California, it's sunny, but it's a little cold out. It's really pretty out, actually. It's good weather.
what is your idea of cold?
Well, last night it was 29 degrees.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
that's a little cold, but I like the cold. I'm not a fan of summer. I like autumn and winter.
I guess.
I like to be bundled up and my nose cold and all that good stuff of wintertime.
Your nose cold. Does that mean you're healthy?
It means it's cold out.
But if you got a wet nose, you're healthy. Like
Right.
like an animal.
Oh, yeah.
A wolf. Speaking about wolf, what do we got going here? Something happening?
Oh, a lot is happening. So I want to talk about Mr. Davide Buzzi first and thank Mr. Davide Buzzi of Pony Record of Switzerland for all of their beautiful work. They're just the best record label ever. And they took a song that was nominated at the Native American Music Awards in 2011, I think.
Right.
And they made a video, an animated video, beautiful video. They did such a good job. And it was released earlier this year. And
This year?
yes.
Oh my stars. What's it called?
Pardon?
What did you call the wee beastie?
Oh, it's called the same thing, the She-Wolf. And there's two versions. The She-Wolf is the animated version of the lyric of the story. And they did two versions, one in Italian, one in English. And the Italian version went to #1 in Italy in February and hung around on the charts. I think it's still there.
Merciful heavens.
So that happened, and my life suddenly, 1 minute you're it's nice and quiet, and the next minute the phone won't stop. And that's a good thing. When the phone's ringing and the emails are coming in and the social media is popping, and that's what you want. So this is really cool.
Are you being inundated with fans now?
Yeah, I think one of our sites got 100 new followers, and it's not like 1,000 new followers, but remember, we're the ones pushing Native American music. We're the ones bringing it to the public and making that happen. So it's, baby steps. But if 100 people will listen to you, that's a lot. 100 a month.
What's the domino effect?
Yeah, because one person shares to the next. And lately something's been happening that's interesting.
That good or bad?
It's great. FNX, which is First Nations Experience TV, launched their app. It's kind of a streaming platform or an app. And they used the She-Wolf in their promo video, which is really cool. And fist pump. And then on top of everything else, the nominations at the Native American Music Awards came in, and we are nominated in the category of Best Music Video Animation and Effects.
Wow.
And this has just pushed the video even further. So it's just been great. Things are actually popping. Outside of that, the album is on the shelf. We're going to build a new online store, and then all the albums will go back up on the internet for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And the new album will be out in vinyl, but we just don't have a release date yet.
Is it a colorful vinyl or just a straight ordinary color?
You know, we toyed with that, and we decided to go with colorful.
Like, you got a sample?
I don't actually. Well, it hasn't actually been fully designed yet.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
like I said, the album is on the shelf right now. It's done. We've already begun songs for the next album,
Mm-hmm.
so that's busy. And but I wrote a lot of songs over the years.
Um,
And you know, time is a thief. Time will go by so quickly. And here I thought, you know, I should write a lot of songs in case it happens we have to make an album and I don't have enough songs. And as it turned out, you know, as we get up in age, time is less and less, and I find that I have probably more songs than years.
well, what are we going to do with you?
Well, we just got to start recording everything before you know my candle blows out. But I'm happy with the quality of the recordings. You know, we've been recording at Glenn Campbell's house in Agoura Hills. It was formerly Glenn Campbell's house.
Yeah.
You know, he was part of that group they call the Wrecking Crew
Yes.
at Capitol Records, and they were in charge of doing all these wonderful intros and writing all these songs and stuff. So he took Studio A and built it in his house.
Um,
And it's amazing. It's just an amazing studio, walk-in studios, little booths, a big giant room that you can record in to get a nice ambiance. And so the quality of the songs is what's amazing, is that, gosh, they're so beautiful. I was layering vocals, layer upon layer upon layer, because I like to do my own backing vocals.
oh, so you don't have anyone behind you, just you?
I do have, yeah, I do. To give variety, I do have one or two people behind me, but mostly I try to do my own backing vocals because I have a certain concept that I'm working on of how those vocals should flow. And if you listen to Idlewild from our first album, and that's actually 12 voices layered.
You?
Yeah, I
That's
layered
what
12 voices. And so that's big. When you do 4 harmonies, you know, 3 times or 4 times or whatever we ended up doing, it may even be more than 12. But as that hits you, when you're listening to it, suddenly there's this wave of like warm water that's flowing through that song. And there's this beauty that goes along with that I try to capture. And it's just part of my style, that part of the characteristics of our songs is this beautiful energy that flows through, that rocks you and rolls you. And
I forgot to say, aho, my brother.
aho, my sister, and all my relations.
Bob, say hello to our friend.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Doing good.
Hey, Bob Arriba.
Right on. I'm glad to see you guys. Wow, I miss Indiana so much.
We miss you, man.
I do. When I can, I'll be back. We'll go out on a tour, and I will come to Fort Wayne, Indiana, because, you know, Fort Wayne, Indiana was the first place in Indiana that opened their arms to us. So it's always going to be special to us.
And we need you here because we miss you. I
Oh,
need a
thank
good
you so
hug from you, kid. About time.
Well, I really, really miss it. I loved it there. I love the weather. It was a little cold when we were there, which I love. And when I went down to, I usually try to take a day off here and there to see something.
Did you go to Jimmy Dean's place?
Oh, yes. We went down to Fairmount, and this was a lifelong dream of mine to visit. So we drove into Fairmount and went down Main Street. And the first place we saw was the James Dean Museum. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Oh, frozen.
And Gil's, he's such a funny guy. He says, wow, maybe James Dean will be there. Well, I went in and James Dean's basketball shoes and other things were there. And that was enough for me. There's so much to do. People should visit this museum. There's like a little booth where you can watch his movies. There's all this memorabilia, stuff you can buy. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a kind of a strange presence in that part of the country, but right away, I introduced myself and this guy Googled my name
Mm-hmm.
And apparently a lot of famous people go there, and he likes to know who, if somebody well known is in there. And he asked to take my picture with him, and
Oh.
that was really fun to be recognized in some place associated with James Dean, who was my artist inspiration. We went to the cemetery.
Oh,
and,
good.
and it took a while of walking around and driving around to finally find where he was laid to rest. And I laid some flowers and a prayer, and we took some short video of me walking away.
Oh.
And it's strange because life and death is life is so brief and death is so sudden. And I pondered.
After that's very important too, kiddo.
Yeah, exactly. And, it was when I returned home from that tour that my mom passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just been pondering how he lost his mother at 9, and I was lucky to have my mom to her advanced years. But it gave me a little bit of comfort for some reason, thinking about that.
Yeah.
And the short videos we took, it's looking at them now, here I am dressed in my black and my Native American fringe jackets and stuff, and I'm walking away in the snow, and it's very spiritual. There's something very spiritual happened that day, magical.
So how many albums have you now all put together or are working on now?
6
Wow.
albums. 4 have been released. 1 is on the shelf. 1 is in the works. And then there were some singles along the way that we did with Joanne Shenandoah.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, my sweet friend Joanne. Oh, she was a legend. Joanne was my special soulmate. She was just a legend already. When I went to the NAMMYs, the Native American Music Awards, I had to get near that one. I walked up to her, and I was real humble because, this woman, I didn't think she'd know who I was from Adam. But I said, "Hi, I'm Jimmy Lee Young." And her eyes widened. She said, "I know, I like your songs."
Wow, what's her favorite?
She didn't say, but we did a song together called Precious Light. And it's a bilingual song. It's in Spanish and English.
Mm-hmm.
Many, many Native Americans speak Spanish because of the Spanish invasion and stuff, and the language was forced upon them. So
I'm sorry about that.
But it is a beautiful song, and it got nominated for Best Tribute Song, I think, honor or tribute song. And it was the one song we got to do together. And very happy with that. Joanne Shenandoah, may she rest in power.
And have you won several awards for your albums or individual singles or whatever?
Well, we have approximately 65 nominations, career long.
Mm-hmm.
And there's about 35 music awards. They're all over the house. It's got, which I don't mind, keep them coming. But we have statues and flutes and awards of all kinds. Los Angeles Music Awards. I was a Grammy finalist. Native American Music Awards twice winner. 5-time winner or 6-time winner at Rock City and here in LA. Los Angeles Music Awards 4-time winner. Indian Summer 10-time nominee, 4 times winner. No, 5 times. So the thing is that we'd get nominated in 2 or 3 categories and maybe win once. So the nominations about double the awards, but there are quite a few. They're all over the place.
You are gifted, my friend. Very talented. What were you in the military, sir?
Yes, I was in the United States Air Force.
Good.
I served as at Edwards Air Force Base in the space program for 4 years. And then I was in the inactive ready reserve for 2 more years, and then I got out. But I was on base for 26 years. I worked as a contractor.
Dang. It's cool, man. My dad was in the Royal Canadian Air Force himself,
Wow, RAF.
Never did her in the war.
What is it? The Royal Canadian Air Force?
RCAF.
RCAF, Royal Canadian Air Force, back in the day before they changed the title, I think.
For your service and taking care of the free world.
He was over in England most of the time. He was in a scout plane.
Wow.
Going over the English Channel looking for U-boats. Didn't see action, but he did come back a little bit. You know, his friends did not come back.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm so sorry.
So he died in 2007. He was 88.
Wow.
Wow. Uh,
Peace and respect.
what would you like to say to my audience? Do you have anything more to say? I am interested. You know, we have about 3 minutes.
Well, we sure talked about some heavy subjects today, so this is a really good interview. I think we talked about things of social importance, and so let's get back to music. The Native American Music Awards have announced their nominees.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the category of Best Music, Video, Animation, and Effects.
Right.
So please, if you could please get your friends and your neighbors to watch the video, log on, give us a vote. That would really be helpful. I love the people of Indiana. I love being there and touring there, and they're such good people. And I would have their support. Pardon?
When is this award thing?
The show has not yet been scheduled.
Next year?
It hasn't been scheduled yet, and also they haven't decided if it's going to be live. They usually do it up in Buffalo, New York.
Mm.
Or it might just be on the internet like they started doing when COVID hit. So it may be an online show you can tune in and watch. And or it might be, you know, if they do a live one up in Buffalo, I'm certainly going. And I know the record label people in Switzerland would love to come. It's right on the banks of Niagara Falls.
Yeah, I know. I used to live up in Toronto.
Oh, right on.
What would you like to say to my audience to share with them?
Well, I like to say that times have changed since all of us have been young people.
Mm.
And I think what we need to do to help times change for the better is to be loving, to be more peaceful and accepting of each other, to help each other. If you see somebody homeless, give them a buck. It's just a buck. Give them 3, 5, 10, whatever you got.
Or a meal.
Other. I just, it breaks my heart when I see people living on the streets. That's one of the things that I just really, it hurts to see. So if everybody were to help each other, then everybody would be better. So that's my message. Togetherness. I always say peace, love, and unity.
You know something? We're all one human race, and we should start behaving like that. Start caring.
That's right. There's one race, the human race.
One family. So we should take care of each other. That's why we're caretakers of this earth. All animals and humans, we need to share and love.
Exactly. That we take care of each other, we take care of the planet. This is what I want to spread. And through my music, I think I'd like to believe that these themes that I write about, heartbreak, songs of worship like Great Spirit or Mother Earth, Father Sky, that those are the messages that I hope people will pick up on.
Hey, sweetheart, would you like to lead into the video that we're going to be playing? The She-Wolf.
This was originally an Italian song called La Lupa. It is by Davide Bazzi, and his daughter and I sat up one night to translate this into English, which is, 2 different families of languages, so it's no mean feat. But this song was written by Davide. He asked me to choose a song, and I chose this to translate. And now, years later, they've made this beautiful, beautiful video. And the lesson is this: take care of each other, take care of nature. Because remember, sometimes animals are kinder than humans.
Animals know more than humans. Some of the humans I know. Smart dudes.
Yeah.
I like to say, see you next week, people, and thank you, Jimmy Lee Young, for being my guest. We love you, kid.
For having me. Aho, all my relations.
Aho. Ciao.
Ciao.
One night, the cold snow was falling. a she-wolf was searching for prey. The path was hidden 'neath the blanket of snow when Red Hawk had lost her way. On this night in the piney forest,
one night the cold snow was falling. A she-wolf was searching for prey. The path was hidden 'neath a blanket of snow when Red Hawk had lost her way. On this night in the deep piney forest, a woman in her final rest lay buried 'neath torrents that would never tire, with a child asleep at her breast. The she-wolf returned to her den, tightly clutching the bundle that smelled of a newly orphaned child, crying from cold and from hunger. The girl child grew up as a wolf among other wolves. Down in the den in the forest, buried deep in the woods, growing up slowly and always feeling so hungry. Howling the same wolf should. Winters had passed its silence when a hunter out looking for prey spotted a wolf near a bush in the snow, going home in her usual way. He shot through the silvery forest as the cold snow fell from the pines, and the girl child daughter raised among wolves lost her mother for a second time. He found her near the she-wolf, howling and calling her name. She snarled when she saw the hunter come near, baring teeth as she tried to remain. Girl child grew up as a wolf among other wolves. Down in the den in the forest, buried deep in the woods, growing up slowly and always feeling so hungry. Cold winter nights, by her window she would remain. Her yellow eyes searched for her mother in vain, howling in her way so strange. One night the cold snow was falling, a she-wolf out searching for prey. The path was hidden 'neath a blanket of snow when Red Hawk had lost her way. 'Cause the path was hidden 'neath the blanket of snow where Red Hawk had lost her way.
they say on cold winter nights, by her window she would remain. Her yellow eyes search for her mother in vain, howling in a way so strange. Because the path was hidden 'neath a blanket of snow when Red Hawk had lost her way.
Godspeed, my love. God is with us always and for the rest of all our lives.